You want access, remote access?
When you look at the amount spent, you look at the campaign, ad set, and ad level, all three levels.
Okay, so then what should my goal be? Like my marketing goal. Should I, because even though the products are about like $35 for the small brush or $40 for the large brush, but then after shipping and manufacturing and everything, each product is technically like I really get a profit of like $12 per product. But then if like it costs where is the like if it costs then I get the ROA, that's good, like 28x, 9x, 9x, 5x, right?
Yeah,
But then this one was $6.92 spent for that product. So technically I'm just making like $5 back. But I was confused with that email you sent, like, oh, usually the amount spent is less than 15. But then I was like, if my my profit is 12, like I don't get it. Like should my goal
because one purchase might be $15, but they bought three products. See,
what?
does that make
Wait,
sense?
no.
They might purchase once, but it's three products.
What? They've only ever this is all like just one product
Yeah,
purchased
but
for
it's
all.
an example. I'm saying an example would be somebody could purchase and it costs you $15 to get them to purchase, but they bought three of them. So they brought one for them and their two brothers.
Okay.
So
But
therefore, it might be a cost per purchase of 15, but now you have three of them that have been purchased. So there's going to be scenarios like that as well. So it's important to focus on the return on ad spend.
not on the amount spent.
No, you can look at amount spent, but the main one is going to be your return on ad spend. So you're going to want to find out what your break even ROAS is.
Well, the break
So like,
even is yeah, sorry.
so once you find out what the break even ROAS is, I've heard it's 1.35 in extremely good cases, and average in really good cases is 1.5, and in average case it's a 1.7 for e-commerce. Anything in 1.7 is usually not common, so you
That's
should
called
be good above of 1.7x. That's usually most e-commerce stores. About 90% of all e-commerce stores break even by 1.7.
okay. So so if my product is $40, what would
Mhm.
that 7 break even, right? I don't get that number. What does that mean?
Yeah, so like you would have to calculate that.
Okay.
You could
I
you
just
could
know
Google how to do a break even, how to calculate your Facebook ROAS for like your business, like what the break even is. So just Google break even ROAS and it'll tell you how to calculate a break even. And once you find out what yours is, you'll be able to know what your goal is. Because if you do your goal under purchases, remember what I just said about like what if somebody buys for two of their brothers and themselves? That's one person buying three products, which can happen. So that's why it's important to look at return on ad spend and find out what your break even is there rather than your break even in a dollar amount. It's more important to find it on a break even on a ROAS so that way the math model works correctly in your case.
okay. So I shouldn't be looking at like, okay, my profit is $12, but I spent $7 basically here. So I'm basically making $5.
Yeah,
But
so if you did that, that would take forever to tally up. So if you do ROAS, you'll know exactly what your profit is in all cases because it accounts for any number of purchases because it's a variable. It can always adjust.
okay. So what so but this doesn't look good though if it's 692. Like should I say like my goal should be under does this number ever change or get lower over time, the amount spent?
Yeah, it does.
It does?
If
Okay.
you're improving it, yeah.
And so what should what
Your
would you say
goal
like a
should be always to be above break even, whether that's 10 cents above break even or $100 above break even. As long as you're above break even, you're always profitable,
okay, so
right?
most e-commerce stores you said it's 1.7.
Yeah, that encompasses a large amount of e-commerce stores land at that number. But I would confirm yours.
1.7 break even ROAS.
Yeah,
Okay. I don't even know what 1.7 is, but I'll just like look that up and ask. Okay, so then I should just base it off of that as my goal.
yes,
And
ma'am.
then in regards of the money, then moving forward, so I'm gonna let this run for the next 7 days, right?
Correct.
And
If you're above your break even ROAS, you keep it running.
and I'm not having this campaign run, not the CBO retarget. I'm only just gonna have these two campaigns run, the lookalike and the interest campaign. And
Okay.
then, oh, because that's what you said on Monday. Um, and for the lookalike, because you said that I didn't have enough, um, like the add to cart within the past 30 days. I had 0 link clicks. So I
Mm-hmm.
don't even know if,
You
I
had
guess I
0
just didn't have,
spend. It looks like on
yeah,
the other part.
like zero everything.
Yeah.
And this one, like the link clicks, but no one purchased from it. It was
Mm-hmm.
$16 spent. So you said I should just focus and get the correct ad set that is the most successful, and then I'll retarget using that ad set for this campaign,
You got that right.
right?
Yes.
Okay, and then I have these two campaigns going, and then I'm just gonna let it run for the next 7 days, and I have $10 for the ad sets that have a purchase and $5 for the ones that don't. And if I don't get any purchases, do I turn these ad sets off after
Yes.
7 days or three?
Correct. After the next, you can turn those off within the next 48 hours if they don't get a purchase.
48 hours? Okay, so 2 days. And
Yeah,
then
you can give those 2 days.
what happens if nothing what if I don't get any purchases in the next 7 days with these three ad sets? Or these
Uh,
four, the one
we
with
would both pack our bags and
four.
we give up on it on Facebook ads. No, I'm just kidding. That won't happen. That won't happen.
Okay.
I can assure you you'll get purchases on this.
On those
You'll,
four?
yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Well, I don't
so
know on every four, but you're going to get more purchases on those. It's very rare to see 111 and then it never happen again. It would be a very, very rare. I've never seen something happen like that. I think you'll at least get 4 to 5 on a few.
okay, so 48 hours, if no purchases, turn off those. And what if I do get a purchase? Should I increase it to $10
Uh, if
on,
your ROAS is at 3x and above,
okay, my ROAS. So that's this.
yep,
And this is at 2.
yep,
Should I, is that, should I keep that one? Should I still keep that one going?
yes.
Okay. Um, and
Because
then what about,
even if your break even's at 1.7, then that one's fine.
okay. And then what do I do? Like, do I just,
Sorry, I believe you
what's the
cut
next
out.
step after these are proven? What do we do after that? Sorry. What do I do after these four ad sets? Like after 7 days, what are we gonna do with these four ad sets?
Switch it to
Are
CBO.
we gonna start making lookalike audiences and
Yeah, you already have
oh,
some
we're gonna switch
lookalike
to CBO
audiences, but
then?
yeah, CBO,
Okay.
yeah.
And then am I gonna start testing more like just men, just women, or anything like that? Like
We
more
can,
specific,
but if you're getting a
targeted?
lot of purchases, we might just scale those up only.
Because right now this is very general. This is like both men and women, all ages, and just that one interest level group.
That's awesome.
But majority of it is like 90% men. So I don't know if I should just focus on
No,
men.
no, 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 don't do that. The algorithm
No.
is smart enough to understand that. It will get it. It knows.
Okay. I just want to know like what the future looks like here. Like, okay, so
Future
we'll
looks
do
like money raining. The
like
future is you got to optimize, turn on. You already said the future. You're going to follow those, and then the next thing is just increasing your spending on the things that are working. I mean, what's your budget? I can tell you the future based off your budget. What do you got? I mean, how much can you put in on over the next 30 days?
I right now it's just I don't have I can put in right now I think I have like 70 or 50 in for the daily budget, but I can definitely put in more
Got
daily.
it. Yeah. So you would just keep scaling up on those audiences until you start to see the ROAS start to trend down again, and then that's when you peel back spend just a little bit to bring it back up to where its maintain point was. Let's say it's like like a 3.7. That's where it just stays. But if you increase any more past 100 daily, it goes to like a 3.2.
So I'm
So you would
saying
then
we're
find new audiences at that point.
so then I'm just gonna keep making lookalike audiences and retargeting and making. Am I gonna make more like more targeted audiences at all, or am I just
Never. You're going to get broader and broader and broader.
I'm gonna get broader?
Yes.
That's, that sounds.
Scroll over all the way to the right. Scroll,
Mhm.
yeah, that one that's a 4.2. That's your best return on ad spend in this set of audience, in this set of campaigns. It's a 4.2. Look at
Yeah,
that audience.
yeah,
Open
but
up
that
that
was
audience. That audience is probably 280 million people. Hit edit. 230 million people are in this audience, and that's your best one. Broader is better. The two B's.
okay.
Narrow is negative. It means you lose. The more
Okay.
narrow, the more negative it gets because it's not scalable. It's narrow only works for very, very, very small scale operations. If you're looking to keep your budget at like 20 daily or 50 daily or anything under 100 daily, you could get away with narrow, but anything above that, you're going to have to test new strategies to get scale. And if an audience is getting a good ROAS that has like 230 million, then guess what that means for scaling? You can go up to 1,000 daily, you can go up to 10,000 daily, and that's where you can make millions of dollars per month. So
Mhm.
you need these
What
big
do you think
audiences to
my
handle it.
daily
Your
what do you
daily
think
should
my
be,
daily
and
will be for the next?
leave it at where it's at for the next 7 days, and only increase if it's above 3x. And increase by $5 until you hit 30 daily, and then at 30 daily, switch to 20% daily, 20% increases. Does that make sense?
Okay. I mean, I guess at that point I'll have my next call with you by that point weekly.
Yeah.
Um, okay. All right. So, what do you think is like a good goal to spend like okay, I can see you answer my question. Yeah,
I think if you spend
that makes sense.
$1,000, you would want to make at least 3,200. If you
Daily?
spent, no,
Uh-huh.
not, well, I mean, maybe one day. But a good goal for the month would be, I mean, if you're going to spend 1,000, try to at least make 3,200. And then after that, I would try to go up to 3,000 and try to make 9,800. And then after that, I'd go to 6 grand and try to
So
make
if I spend
18 to 20K.
like spend 1,000 daily or monthly?
Yeah, well, whatever your budget can handle. I mean, like I would start out. I mean, if I'm assuming you're going to do 1,000 for the month, or I don't know. I mean, like that's just what it looks like from your daily spend right now.
I do. We have the money. I'm just like trying to. like
Yeah,
have
it's
a
better to
general.
plan whenever you're in the progress of doing it. So like as you're seeing metrics come through, you'll have better clarity on what you want to spend because you'll just see it like, holy smokes, we're making X, let's scale it up. And you add in 5 daily on each.
Okay. All right. So I guess once I start this up, I'm gonna start at 0 again because I stopped the campaigns. So we'll see where it goes in the next 7 days. Can't.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited to see what happens.
Okay. And I won't do the retargeting. And you said that it's correct, even though it was like the last 30, it wasn't like the 30 that we did a few months ago. It's like the
Yeah,
most up 30 days.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. I just want to make sure about
Let
that.
me show you.
Because this surprised me. I was like, 0 clicks?
So like here's a good goal. I'm gonna show you on my screen.
Okay.
So like this right here, you see this?
Yeah.
So like this is a we spent 1,000 and our goals are very extreme and they're very rare to get numbers like these, but we spent 1,000 and made 6K with this one, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean like half of this we'd still be super happy, but like this one's about a 5.5x right now just for the last 15 days, about
Mm-hmm.
1,100. And then like yesterday, what was it? It was like a 7.95, spent $78, made 620. Let's see what it is today. About 7.68 today, spent $60, made close to 500. You see what I'm saying? Like, and like, those are the kind of numbers you want to do. Like spend $19 and make close to 200, or spend $12 and make 144,
Right. I
right?
mean, so then I just have to Google and look
And
up
look,
what.
it's the same build out, right? Like look at the three we have. They're identical to what you have. It's the same build out audience. And look, like here's the retargeting, but guess what? It only has one purchase like out of the entire month because we don't have enough in that audience set. So I mean, it's not like you're in the most unique scenario. Like
Mhm.
your ad account I could show you 50 ad accounts right now because we're managing that many. And they're all
Mhm.
the exact same as yours. And they all tell the same story. Nobody has a unique story. They're all the same. And
Right.
the data works out the same. And you can see this one's going to be your top, then it's going to be this one, then it'll be this one. So like these numbers will all shift upwards eventually. But since we're in the early stages, this is where they are right now. But even in the
And
early stages, we're only spending $1,100 and making 6,100. And
mhm.
like here's the interest. And like look, it started high and it went low. So we turned off the expensive ones because look, I mean, it wasn't much money. It's a 1.25, just like how one of your audiences might have had.
Yeah.
Like we did it too, but like, you know, we gave this one the benefit of the doubt and let it run for a while and spent a lot to get really 1.4, but we kept turning those off and went towards the ones we really wanted. Now we got some of these in here that are like really doing well.
Okay. So right now I'll
Yeah.
just spend 50 to 75 daily and then just go from there and check in with you every week to adjust my daily budget.
Yeah, and look, just to show you that I was like giving you the same advice that we use, like rank it by ROAS and look at our spend. The highest spend is on the best ranking ROAS. So like it goes up from there. We only increase our spend on like the top performing ones. And if we do the last 7 days on this one, yeah, it'd probably be a more accurate picture of what the ranking is in terms of spending.
So 1.7 is most e-commerce is break even rise, he said.
ROAS, yeah, the return on ad spend. That's most. I mean, I heard today somebody had a 1.5. I mean, I hear so many different numbers, but almost all the numbers I hear are 1.7. Anything above that, I really haven't heard.
So I just need to I'll just like Google how to calculate break even ROAS and
Yeah, I'm sure plenty of articles will break it down for you. So they'll break down how can I calculate the right, yeah. This one's a 1, but that's because they're talking about a break even in terms of your marketing spend. But some of these articles will talk about your product break even. Are you profitable at 3, 5, or 10? So this one's explaining it. So cost of product, sell price, profit margin, ROAS, break even. And just make sure it's extremely accurate and like don't inflate or deflate numbers.
So that's a good one. Newsfeed.org. Look at that one.
I don't know how accurate this one is because I mean, there's a lot of grammar mistakes in here that I'm noticing, but you could probably go through these and just do a few of them just to make sure they all line up.
Okay.
I think it'd be easier if somebody provided you the downloadable sheet here. Profit margin. Yeah, so they have a formula here.
I feel like ideally I want to spend like 10% on, I mean, is that even, is that possible to do
10% on what?
marketing, Facebook ads, and then
Most
the rest
companies,
is
most companies spend like 15, and then if you're looking to scale, you need to be at like 25.
really 25% on marketing for
Yeah.
Facebook ads? So it
Well, I
wouldn't,
mean,
it
just
wouldn't
marketing in
be,
general.
okay. Because I am looking to scale, obviously. So 25% marketing, Facebook ad scaling, and then the other 75% that would be profit and everything else.
Yeah, I mean, like the at least 15%, preferably over 20% of your revenues to really grow, which I agree with. So like, what are you in? What industry? Retail? Or what is this? You're in consumer products now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, like you can go through these. Average is 10 to 12, but I mean, like this one was saying, to really grow, it's going to be 20% above.
To really grow 20% or above, but right
Yeah,
now 10%.
yeah. Let me pull
Okay.
up another one.
Right now it's not looking like 10%, but I guess that'll just take time.
Yeah, here's another one. This one's at a 7.37 this month. Yeah, so like this one's a little too pretty. I mean, this is kind of a dream scenario, but you know, where you're spending 17 bucks making 500. I don't know how likely that'll be for most people. We spent $10 here and made about
Mm-hmm.
302. So that's not everybody, but it's the process, right? It's the same process that I'm sharing. We're
Yeah.
really tight on like we've perfected how accurate and quick we are with changing things, but it's the same method. Even if you slack off on it, it's still going to generate you 3x plus.
But still check in on it once a day, you said.
Yeah, you should always check it daily just to see what's happening, but check it daily to see where things are going, but don't like worry about daily results, right?
Okay.
So this one looks kind of too pretty. These are stupid numbers. 73x return on ad spend. Like most people won't spend $4 and make 332. It's just not normal. I mean, you could ask 400,000 advertisers and nobody would even show you a number like this. So this is really, I should show you a different account. But if you like have a bad day that's like, say a 1.56, like don't worry about it because the day before could be like a 5 and then the following day after could be a 12. You see what I'm saying? You saw that one? Like 7
Hmm.
days, 12, a 5, and then today it's 12. So it'll average itself out.
Okay. So
And I'll
basically
show
on
you
average
another
I'll
one.
spend 350 to 500 a week if I'm doing like 50 to 75 a day.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah,
Well, $50 a day, that's 350 a week.
right.
I think I have $50 a day right now.
Let me pull up a